Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And we are back here on Kat and Cosby. And joining us now is the great New York Post columnist. We love her. Also host of Pod Force One, which is an awesome podcast. The great Miranda Devine. Miranda, I know you want to do sort of the highlights of the State of the Union. And all I keep saying is, when President Trump said, these people are crazy. You won't stand up for that. Those are the lines. Tony Carbonetti's with us. And those are the lines that are going to play over and over again, I think, in every midterm race, if I were the Republicans. Your thoughts?
You're so right, Rita. Hi, everybody. Yes, I think the lowlights of the Democrat State of the Union response is pretty much there. And Donald Trump was just very wily in the way he set that trap for them, and just they walked straight into it, because I think they're just so trapped in this cul-de-sac of Trump derangement that they don't know how to escape. They look miserable. So many of them, more than half of them, boycotted, and the ones who were there just beclowned themselves, you know, whether it was Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib shrieking and swearing at Donald Trump, at the president, and Rashida Tlaib, of course, with the F word emblazoned on her chest, F-ICE, and they were both, I think, using the F word. And, you know, none of them standing up for the heroes that were there. And just, it was a really uplifting, at least the first hour and a half, was a really uplifting sort of pro-America, patriotic speech by Donald Trump. And I think everyone felt great, because the hockey guys came in, and America's been on such a high since their spectacular win. And just because their characters and their just joyful exuberance shines through, it's such a great feeling for everybody to see young men.
And the broken teeth. And the broken teeth.
And the broken teeth. I mean, grit, fortitude, joy, jubilation, just nice people, good sports, tough. They just embodied America. And so it was so appropriate that they came in. And, you know, the Democrats are just so churlish. Although I must say, Chuck Schumer today did seem to understand that this was not working for the Democrats. And so he did, in an aside in which he's, you know, calling Donald Trump, saying it wasn't the State of the Union, it was Donald Trump's delusion. He did mention the hockey guys and said, you know, that Donald Trump was basically trying to steal their valor. But he did make a positive comment about them. So that's a positive. And I noticed Gretchen Whitmer today in Michigan made some comment where she praised Donald Trump and has got flack for it, for bringing all this investment into Michigan. So all these Democrat governors and mayors are benefiting from the fact that the Trump economy is going to send them booming with all sorts of manufacturing and jobs and so on.
Although, did you see, Miranda, though, Nancy Pelosi and a couple other Democrats, and certainly she's an influential person in the Democratic Party for a long time. She came out, she was saying, I can't believe how patriotic I mean, like that was a bad thing.
Right.
Like how silly and patriotic. And a couple of them made this example like it was like an awards ceremony. Like they thought they were watching, like almost belittling these great Medal of Honor people that were getting recognized, and the hockey team. And I mean, is that what they've come to, that you can't be patriotic?
I think it is. They view any sign of patriotism, flags and so on, as MAGA. And that's another brilliant thing that Donald Trump has done. He's branded patriotism, the flag, and loyalty and allegiance to this country as, I guess, Republican attributes, and the Democrats have just walked away from that and have become decidedly not just un-American but anti-American. They genuinely prefer and prioritize the welfare and well-being of foreigners who break into this country, illegal aliens, over American citizens. And, I've had emails from Democrats today saying that exact thing to me, and I'm flabbergasted. I just don't know where you go to be so unpatriotic. Every country has its own sovereignty and its own national interest, and America is the world's superpower, and people should be lucky that they are Americans.
Absolutely. Tony Carbonetti.
Miranda, think of how far we've fallen. 80 years ago during the Manhattan Project, okay, one of the most closely guarded secrets ever in the history of our country, the publisher of the New York Times and the dean of Harvard were read in when Harry Truman, who was vice president, didn't know, okay?
Wow.
And they were trusted in that inner circle because they had to help recruit people to perform certain duties for the Manhattan Project. But can you ever imagine that today, with us trusting the president of Harvard and the publisher of the New York Times with any state secrets?
No, it's so sad. And it's because the left's, long march through the institutions is almost complete. And, great institutions like Harvard and the New York Times once have collapsed.
Yes.
And now they've just been taken over by wokery and that sort of insanity that Donald Trump quite rightly called out. He said, "You people are crazy." And that wasn't in his script. It wasn't on his teleprompter. He looked at them and he thought, "You are demented." And I don't know how, it's very sad. We need two healthy parties. It's not good to have one party that's just gone off the reservation. But until Democrats are delivered really savage blows at the ballot box and wake up to themselves and either hijack back their party from the radical left or start a new party, I don't think America is really safe from these kind of communist and Marxist ideas.
No, you're right. It's good for America to have two good common sense. We just have a few seconds. Judge Weinberg.
Good to talk to you, Miranda. Part of the problem is some of the Democrats are trying to package themselves as common sense moderates and centrists. For example, the new governor of Virginia, the new governor of New Jersey, this character in Maine who has a swastika on his chest. They're trying to package themselves as moderate, common sense, people oriented, and it's all a lie because when they get elected, they go crazy left.
Yeah, they definitely
crazy
do.
left.
Yeah, Miranda.
So true.
No, so true. Good point. That's a perfect note to end on. Miranda, you got to do it with us. You know that, right?
What do we all stand for, Miranda?
Truth, justice, and the American way.
And Australia, too.
Yay.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.